So, breaking news, guys. Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau will be at the closing ceremony of the Invictus Games. Listen, he is such a supportive leader. We've seen the wonderful things he said about the Invictus Games, the support, the shout out on X, for Team Canada at the Invictus Games. Guys, he is going to be there at the 2025 closing ceremony. Invictus Games. And I am so happy that he is fully, supportive of the Invictus Games of Harry. That's just so beautiful. So, hello guys, welcome back to Trend Talks. And I'm Raj, and of course, this is the channel we uncover trending topics from all over the globe. As always, I know I don't need to remind you, please remember to comment, to like, to subscribe, and of course to share and hit that notification bell so that you can always be notified every time I upload a new video. So it's really exciting that Justin Trudeau is going to be at the closing ceremony of the Invictus Games. So the Invictus Games are ending today, the 16th of February, and none other than Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau. Yes, Canada's Prime Minister will be there. He will give a few remarks during the closing ceremony, and I mean, that's just amazing. He's been really supportive. We've seen it on social media, sending a shout out, a message of support to Team Canada, and that's just remarkable. Here's the thing though, someone has not said anything since the Invictus game started. He could not set his ego, his pride, or whatever you want to call it, aside to support his veterans. And it's so hypocritical that the Prime Minister of Canada himself has been really supportive, while the head of state, Canada's head of state, King Charles, could not be bothered to say anything. Like, that's just sad and embarrassing and shameful. Shame on you, King Charles. For a moment, I had like a tiny bit of hope that he will come out, say anything throughout the week in support of the Invictus Games, wish his veterans, support for Team UK as they participate in the Invictus Games, and he could care less. No one, not King Charles, not Prince William, Camilla, or Kate Middleton, have said anything about the Invictus Games. It's so sad for the veterans who put themselves at risk. They fight, blood, sweat, and tears to protect for their country, and their own king could care less about them. And that speaks volume of who King Charles is. And you wonder why I don't like him? That's why. His son, Prince Harry, has done something incredible with the Invictus Games for veterans. It's now global, it's massive. We've seen how, it's been growing. And you'd think he'd be proud of his son and set his ego aside and be supportive. But I mean, hey, my shock, no. You'd think he'd actually say something, even send smoke signals or royal representatives to just nothing, nada. He could care less. Yeah, this is someone who expects, citizens, UK citizens, or people to believe that he's so hardworking. He cares. You could care less about your son, your grandkids. Something that is so dear to your own son and to your veterans. You could care less, and you think you're a good king. I mean, your track record is miserable and it's pathetic and it's bad. To have a whole prime minister actually set that time to be there, while the head of state could not even send representatives, that just speaks volume. And I love that he got booed at the other day. You guys should keep booing at him, because he just showed the world he could care about he could care less about his veterans. Both him and William, they could care less about the veterans. You'd think they'd be like, maybe we have issues, but these are my veterans. They fight for my country. They fight for our country. Let me support them in in whichever way, shape, or form. But no, that's not King Charles, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to cut ribbons with media, their PR stunt where he's pretending that he's working. He's working. He wants a raise. For what? If you cannot actually support your own veterans, how are we supposed to think that you're actually going to put the needs, you're going to support your own country, going to have the best into your country's best interest at heart when you can't barely support them? And I love that despite them not being supportive, at least the Prime Minister's been that. We've seen a lot of people who've been in support of Harry and the Invictus Games. We saw during the opening ceremony, we had performances from Katy Perry, who's Harry's and Meghan's neighbor in Montecito. We saw Coldplay, Chris Martin, who composed the Invictus anthem. We saw Nelly Furtado. They were there to show love, to perform. We saw Harry's friend Michael Bublé there to support, and he spoke very highly of his friend Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. He spoke highly. He serenaded the crowd. People have been really supportive, and social media has also really, really taken it well. And also we've seen how Meghan has been really, really supportive towards Harry. At the Invictus game, she's been there all through to support Harry, interacting with fans, interacting with competitors. They've actually brought so much awareness to the Invictus games. We just learned recently South Korea made a bid to host the 2029 Invictus Games. That's just crossing borders, continents, because they'll be the first Asian country to host the Invictus Games. Speak about inclusivity. That's phenomenal. But we have a king who could care less. And shame on you, King Charles, because I had a glimpse of hope you'd say something, but you didn't, so I'm not surprised. It's who you are to the bone. But anyway, back to what matters. The Invictus Games are ending today. This is the the closing ceremony for the Invictus Games. It's today, and Justin Trudeau has just confirmed. It's been confirmed he will be there to give few remarks during the closing ceremony. Harry, of course, is going to be there. The competitors, each and every person. I'm so proud of Harry for this journey. For how far he's come, for how far he's really worked on the Invictus Games. He's a veteran, so he understands firsthand what they go through, and to create such a platform to help them in their recovery, healing journey, both physically, psychologically, mentally, socially, that's just remarkable. And I think that's something that should be celebrated, should be really, really celebrated. Invictus Games is his baby, and he's said millions of times how it means the world to him. And every time we've seen so much, everything he's poured into it to be where it is today. That is who Harry is. At least we see his track record, and it's phenomenal. And King Charles, I hope you get booed at. I hope now the country opens its eyes to who you are, because you just show the world you don't care about your veterans. But you know what? We're not focused on you. There are people who actually care about these veterans. The citizens do care, cheer them on. We're so grateful for their service. Support them. They're all winners. Show them love. Show Harry love. The tablets are not going to show you this. They just always have something negative to say. But Harry has come so far. And to have the Prime Minister actually support him, people support his friends, everybody, his wife, Meghan Markle, that is just remarkable. And veterans love Harry because they know he is one of them. He knows what they go through. So he understands, and he's created that platform having them in mind. It was for them. And that just speaks volumes. So the closing ceremonies are taking place today. This is the last day of the Invictus Games. I'll make sure to show you some of the highlights of what will take place. So that's it for me, guys. Remember to leave a comment down below and tell me what you think about their head of state, Canada's head of state, King Charles, not saying anything the entire week, for the Invictus Games. Tell me what you think about, what that speaks about what he thinks about the veterans. Tell me what you think. Do you really think he's a good king? Do you really think he's really supportive? Let me know in the comments below. So that's it, guys. I'm Miraj. Stay tuned and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.